Okay, so for my September lesson, I talked about bulk search and archiving tools, and I want to run you through in a video format here, just so you're familiar how to do some of what I talked about there. So I talked about Ster, which is the church mission publication that was published in the Netherlands starting in 1896, and it's now all available online. It's all stored in PDF format, which makes it really useful. I'll send out this presentation along with it if you want more background on that. But essentially, there were 24 issues per year until 1941, and then 12 issues per year after 1947. So we've got over 1,900 issues archived online, and it's simple to search. And I've now taken all these issues and combined them into maybe easier formats to search, and they're all on our Google folder. So the annual issue compilations have 200 or have 24 issues in them, and then the decade issue compilations have 240 issues in them. And you can search them with Adobe. There are a few different ways to do that, but any PDF program should allow you to do a text search and find the information you're looking for. So why do that? If you search an annual compilation, I found it's about 92% faster than searching individual issues. If you do a decade compilation with 240 issues in it, it's about 99% faster. Very, very fast to see if there's any information about your ancestors or about the area they lived, or any other subject you want to find. So with that, let's do a quick demo on this. So let me just move right over to this issue here. This is the compilation I made from 1901 through 1910, so it has 240 issues in it. If I come up to the top, you'll see this little magnifying glass, find text or tools, and so we'll just click in there, and we're going to type in Caldwine. We did this in the class, and just hit return, and it starts to search. And you'll see it searching there, and it says it's found 1 out of 55. So we are now in let's see what point of this we're in. Let's see if we can find the year on this. We're at page 58, right? So it's already searched 58 pages in about a second there, and it found the first reference. There's W.A. Caldwine. You also notice if you take a look at the other pieces in the paragraph, you'll see Dankers and Bell and some of these other names of families that ended up in Ogden as Dutch immigrants as well. So Mybus as well is up here listed. Crozet, all these names are names that are familiar to people who have read a little bit about the Dutch immigrant community in Ogden. Um, so we keep searching here. You can hit the next, and then it pulls up the next one here. Now we're on page 120, so it just jumped, 65 pages that quickly, and you find more information. So a really, really valuable, efficient way to search for your family. You may want to search for an area too. For example, my family lived in a tiny village called Sideburen, and the other people who joined the church there were also, oops, it didn't like that. Let's try Groningen then and run a search on that. It didn't find Sideburen, which surprises me a little bit, but there we go. We found a Groningen reference, which was the larger area where they were, and we can keep hitting search here, and it's again found 178 references to that. So really, like I said, a really valuable search tool. It's very quick. And let's go back to Caldwine, and let's just say we want to translate this into English. And for those of us who don't read Dutch, this is going to be really valuable. So I'm just going to copy this section here, highlight it all with my mouse, right click over the highlighted part, or actually I can just hit Control C on my, hold the control button and hit C on my keyboard, and that would copy it. And then we'll jump over into our browser, and let's just, if you run you go into Google and say translate Dutch to English, it will pull this up, and it will have a little place to do the translation here. But if you come down or under the Google Translate result, which should be the next one, and click that, you're going to get a full page version, which is easier because you can get a lot more text on the screen. So we've now got that up, and I hit Control C to copy it. Now I'm going to hit the Control button and then V, and it's going to paste it in there, and there you see in about a second it pulled up Brother Aaron Caldwine, who worked as an agent for the Star in Ogden, Utah, is no longer able to remain as a representative of the magazine. So that quick, if you can take whatever you find about your family in there and copy it and paste it into to Google Translate, and it now is available for you in English. Now we come back over. This is our Google folder where we've been storing all the information from the classes when Lisa and I teach. And you'll notice here at the top now there is the archive folder to Ster. So if you click on that or double click on it, you'll see now these groupings by year. So 1896 to 1900. If we click on that, you'll see I've got one that's 1896 to 1900, all of them, and then one for just each year if there's a specific year you want to search. So if we pull this one up, when you try to open it here in your browser, it's going to take a minute to probably load it and get it into the memory. There you see it's opening the document. It's 23% now. So it's a little bit slower. It's usually faster to download these if you're going to be working in them for a while, and you could just do this little download button up at the top to do that. But it looks like it's opening it okay. And we'll see what happens once it's open. Okay, so we've got the little search button up here, and if we hit there, now we're going to run a search. Let's try a different name here. We'll do one of my family names, Bukbe, and hit a search on that, and sure enough it found one, and it was very quick, so just about as quick as it was if you downloaded it. And here I could do the same thing. I could highlight a couple of these paragraphs, and then I hit Control C, and then I go back over to Google Translate. Let's eliminate the one I had in there before and paste this one in, Control V, and there we go. A nice trans. Now, there are a couple of things that it gets a little bit confused on, but I'd say it's like 95% accurate on the translation. It got the word von in here. It didn't translate it. It's supposed to be from, but it also knows von can be part of a surname in Dutch, and so it assumed this was a really long Dutch surname, Boekweg van Siddepoort de Missionary. So, and because it had de in there as well, which is also part of Dutch surname. So that's where it seems to get tripped up. But actually what that does, it tells you that the Dutch translation has been really has become quite advanced if it's recognizing these prefixes on surnames and things like that. So anyway, another example of how that works, and you can do it right out of your browser. So you come back here to the folder. You can also right click them. If you just right click on the thing, you can click on open with. What I would do is you can download this Adobe Acrobat for Google Drive, and if you come down here to this connect more apps, that's where you'll find that. If you don't have it already installed on your browser, you just click on that and it'll let you download this Adobe Acrobat for Google Drive. I think it's the best plugin, and it basically lets your Chrome browser work like Adobe. So okay, I think that covers everything I wanted to on Ster. If you have questions, as always, please contact me. I'm more than happy to explain how this works, but I do have, like I said, all the way up to, let's see, 1930, I think, is now populated. So I've got 35 years on here. I haven't finished the rest, but I will continue to work on those. So, hopefully we'll get through the 40s and the 50s here soon. And I think that will at least get to where most of our ancestors had come over, but we'll get them all in here eventually. So hopefully this helps.